Hello, lovely people. How are you today? It's September 17th and the energies have been crazy high today. So I hope you've had a chance to get outside and enjoy them, or even give yourself some time during your day to go into some stillness and bring them all in. So I'm going to start today with a short little meditation to get us all on track, and then I'll share a few things with everybody, okay? All right, so let's all close our eyes and just focus on our breathing. And with every breath, you're getting quieter inside. With every breath, you're feeling more still. And we're going to do a full unplug of the ego, fully unplugging it, including all the compartments, all the mimics, all the copies, fully unplugging the ego, allowing us to be fully connected to our true, authentic soul so we can receive the information and we can allow ourselves to feel the resonance of it. And whatever does not resonate, we just allow that to slide down through. Ehenemo alaha tepe'emo eneme. Ehenemo olaha tepe'eneme. So that is our light language frequency for today. And so now just allow yourselves to open your eyes and come on back. Okay, so first things first, the energies coming in for September, whatever's left of September, the half of it, and going forward into October and November are going to be really fun. So the energies that were coming in today, if you had a chance to sit with them, they are a sort of a precedent of what you're going to feel for the rest of the month. And they're very strong. They're coming in, they're coming right into your cells, and they're literally creating an upgrade, and I can feel them turning on a level of intelligence within the cells so that the cells can start to access more of their own way of operating, way of functioning that is at a higher vibrational level. So what that means is we will start to have more of our extrasensory abilities slowly start to turn on for those of us who haven't already started to have that experience. And there are way more extrasensory abilities than just sort of the sixth sense that we get to hear about. We have many extrasensory abilities. So that's one thing that's changing. The other part that I've noticed is that in the brain, as the energies are coming in, they're so high, it's like they're literally pulling out plugs that have turned parts of the brain off, and plugs that have sort of blocked you from your own knowing, or our own knowing, again, that higher intelligence, that higher ability option in our brain. So it's acting kind of like, the energy comes in, it creates such a high vibe that it literally is pushing some of these blocks right out, like ping, 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 like it's just really kind of cool to visualize. So that's really exciting. And it's going to start to allow us to absorb more information, assimilate more information, and to be able to see through the veils that the world is trying to put on us and create our reality for us, but through their own lies, their own manipulation, all of that fun, juicy stuff that's been going on, especially this year. So that's the first thing I wanted to mention, because it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun playing with those energies, bringing them in, and feeling and experiencing the changes that they make. So enjoy that. And it'd be great to get some feedback for any of those moments when you are having those experiences and what you're finding for yourselves. Okay, so that'd be fun. So that's the first thing I wanted to go through. The second part of the energies that are coming in are pushing us. They're very supportive energies, and they're actually creating more of a feeling of inspiration to start to look at doing things or wanting to do things that are going to make you more happy. They're going to create more joy, and they're going to feel more fulfilling. You know, like if you're someone who's worked in a corporate environment all your life, and you're doing it because it's a job and it pays well, etc., all the things that, you know, the inverted matrix tells us is important. You're going to start to feel these little inspirational moments where it's like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to do this? Oh, I've always wanted to do this. And you'll have those moments of inspiration where you'll feel a push to actually maybe start that project. So really listen to those. And they're going to come in little blips where you'll have a day or two where you'll feel like a surge of inspiration coming, and almost like a push, a momentum to get you motivated to get those projects going. So again, have fun with those and share your experiences. Let us know what you're finding. Okay. So those are the two things I've noticed with these energies. The third thing with these energies is that as they come in and they light us up and lighten us up, we're going to get a better sense of our own knowing of who we are as people, our own strengths, our own abilities, our own skill sets that are not just what we would normally share in our day-to-day or in our work environments. And it's almost like a feeling of inner strength starting to come in with some of these energies. And they then again will work with the energies that are pushing you or motivating you to do some of the things that really make you happy and really fulfilled. So that'll be fun to put that whole cocktail together and see how it all plays out. Yeah, so that's going to be what's coming in for September and really the rest of the year. And we'll see if there's any more refining or tweaks that happened later in October or November, etc. So if I feel anything, I'll share. If not, this is a pretty good overall idea of what to expect and to look for. So those are sort of the things I'm seeing with the energies coming in. In terms of where we're heading now, I have done some posts on social media about how things are going to get way more intense. And so that is going to be very interesting. We've already had our share of, you know, what happened in March and how the whole world shut down, and, you know, it continued on for several months. The premise of which was, you know, we're doing this because there's going to be millions and millions of people that are dying, and therefore we need to keep everybody protected and safe, and we need to make sure our hospitals don't get overloaded. And we all know how that turned out. The numbers were way, 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 way less than what was predicted. Not to say that, you know, there still weren't issues or people dying, but nothing near what the numbers were that they were projecting as to why we need these precautions to be put in place. So there is going to be a lot of fear coming our way because they want to put more restrictions again, put us back into what I call house arrest. Let's call it for what it is. And, you know, if not to that full degree, because the public might not buy it, you know, they have to get our consent really to be able to do it. And if not to that level, then definitely more restrictions. So it'll be just fun to watch. Just allow yourself to watch it. Let it just play out like you would watch, you know, some kind of a show or some kind of drama. Yes, you are in it. It is part of your reality, but it is also not your reality if you don't want it to be, in the sense that you can observe it and still do what you need to do day to day in terms of your, you know, your daily activities at home, etc. Yeah, you know, if we're in house arrest, so we have to be home, we have to be home, but we can be so in a way where we're not angry or we're not upset or we're not being rebellious, right? We can do so as like, yep, this is not my reality. I'm not engaging. I'm not engaging with it. I'm just going to keep my focus on what I need to do for me and what I need to do for my family. And that is going to be my reality. And I'm going to keep my inner alignment, my inner peace, my inner zen, my inner joy as I go about my day to day. So that's what we want to stay in as we go through this. And sure, you know, if some anger comes up or fear comes up, work through it, process it, process it, process it. So it doesn't linger and it doesn't then have the ripple effects out there into the rest of the environment, because then we all pick up on it and then we all have to process it in different ways. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. They're going to try pulling all the stops, and I'm not going to mention what some of those might be because we don't want to put any energy into that. That is not our intention. And our intention is really to write it out. Just write it out. That's all you got to do. And while you're writing it out, keep doing your work. Keep doing your work. And I'm saying that just as much for me as for all of you, in terms of allowing yourself to work through your stuff, do your processes, whatever helps you get to that higher vibrational state, allowing the codes to come in, getting some sun when you can, and keep working on your growth and aligning your vibration and raising it as much and as often as you can. Make that your focus. So that's going to be the next part. That is going to be interesting as we get through September, October, part of November. And so the other part that I wanted to mention, the third part, so we talked about the energies, we talked about the fear part, and the third part is about how some of the bad actors, well, they're not really bad actors, let's not polarize it more than we need to, but you know, some of the players that have been playing that role for us to wake us up and playing the lower frequency roles for us, some of them are going to start acting very odd. And we're already seeing some signs of that, where they're going to start to show us a little bit more of who they really are and their true colors. You know, a lot of them are people that we've idolized in our inverted kind of upside down world. We look at them as though they're philanthropists and they're doing so much to help the planet and help humanity. Rah, rah, rah. Meanwhile, when you look at what they're actually doing, it's very destructive and it's against helping humanity thrive at the end of the day. So some of those actors are going to start to come out and they're going to start acting or saying things that show that, wait a minute, what does that even mean? You know, for example, I won't mention who, but somebody who's a big proponent of those things that you inject into your body to cure you or protect you from some of these infectious agents out there, maybe one that starts with a C. And at the same time, he actually admitted that possibly 700,000 people are going to die from the actual thing that is supposed to protect you. So if you're not totally zombied out and following the programs, you're going to hear that and go, how is that making any sense? Since, you know, at the time that was said, there were only about 700,000 people who had died worldwide from this C thing. And I'm not going to say the names because, you know, these algorithms don't like us when we use the actual names. So, you know, that kind of information can make some of us scratch our heads. Some of us are way too caught up in the fear to even realize that kind of, you know, the dichotomy of that kind of a statement. And then, you know, there was someone out in California, I think it was the governor, who has now decreased the penalty for some of the things that are happening to children, and has decreased the penalty for people who are involved in those kinds of acts. with children because, why not? Let's give them a break, right? Who cares about what the children go through? So it's going to be fun to watch, and it'll be interesting. It's all being done. It's all being played out so that people can start to scratch their heads and say, hey, wait a minute. What is happening? Why are these people who are supposedly, there to protect us, there to have our best interest at heart? Yes, there are still lots of people who believe that. Why are they coming out and saying these things that are quite absurd, right? The strange and absurd and weird is about to show up. So let's see how that plays out, as their job right now is to wake people up and wake them up from the veils that they've been under and say, hey, wait a minute, maybe our world isn't being run by good people who have the best interest of my family and myself at heart. So that'll be fun to see. And I'm saying fun because at the end of the day, all of this is being played out so that we can really start to step up and see who we really are, right? And it's all being played out so that we can say, no, I do not agree with this anymore. I do not consent to this anymore. And I want a different reality. And I want a different kind of experience here. And we're also heading into a time where some of that newer reality is going to get a chance to start to show itself in really little bits and pieces. We'll have to really look for those because they're still being quite blocked. And it's not easy right now for that information to get out. So as we head to September, October, and a bit of November, we just got to ride it out. We have to keep our focus on the end result. And the end result is we're creating a whole new reality. This is a big, big, big shake-up. We've got to shake out all the dirty laundry and find all the cobwebs in the closets, because there are some very disturbing cobwebs in the closets. And shake them out, clear them out, so that we can make way, make space for something much bigger, much better, and much brighter. And that goes for the world at large, and it goes for our own internal environment as well. We got to shake out our own cobwebs and make room for all of these amazing, amazing energies coming in. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about what that means and how to work with that. And we'll see how things play out. And the key is to don't go into fear. If you're going into fear, then we're just adding to the whole cocktail of messiness in this whole environment. And that just prolongs this whole wave that we have to ride out. Okay, so the more that we can work through our fear and realize that all of this is being done to eventually get us to wake up and to eventually take our world back so that we are in charge of our own being and of our own planet. That's really, at the end of the day, what's happening. Okay, so buckle up and enjoy the ride. Okay, thank you for watching. You can like, you can subscribe, you can share, and I'm looking forward to sharing more information with you all. Love you all. Mwah.